Hey you guys, hey Cichlid Lounge, and today we're going to be talking about breeding cichlids. So, the question is always asked, so what about when a fish lays eggs? Is it okay for the fish to lay his eggs on the tank? I've got my fish laying the eggs on the side of the tank. I got my fish laying eggs on the filter. I got my fish laying eggs on the plants and things like that. You'll be surprised at how many stories and different stories that I've heard. So today I'm going to be helping you guys out on as far as breeding your cichlids. Things that you can use to help the parents actually lay their eggs and actually even fertilize the eggs in a great fertilization, because some male fish, depending on what mom actually lays the eggs, it's kind of hard for the dad to actually fertilize the eggs because she might lay them inside of a cave or something like that, and he can't flip upside down to actually fertile the eggs that good. He might do them on a filter where he can't really kind of fertile the eggs that good because it's behind a filter or it's on a sponge filter, things in that matter, and it'll kind of make it hard for him to fertilize the eggs. So these are the two things that I use in my tanks when I'm trying to have on my breedings that I actually use for my fish. So this one right here, the first one I'm going to show you guys is the ceramic plate. This plate you usually find in your garden section. Most of the time you go to Home Depot, any of those type of places. You go to Home Depot or any home improvement store, any gardens place, you will find these at. You will find these with no problem. I like using these type of ceramic plates. The reason I like using them because one, they're heavy, so your cichlid will rarely be able to pick this up and move it. Two, it's flat, so when she goes to lay these eggs on this plate, and she's most likely going to cover this whole plate, your male can easily get to the eggs. He'll be able to fertilize them. They'll have enough room, and she'll have enough room when she's not trying to squeeze in this position. He won't have to squeeze in this position to fertilize these eggs. It'll just be very, very easy for both of them when breeding. So I like to use my ceramic plate. My ceramic plate is perfect for breeding. So number two, the second thing that I like using in my tank, well, it actually depends on what type of fish I'm using it for, but most of the time I use this just for mostly decorations. And this right here is actually the ceramic pot. This is the pot. You usually see it what most people have in their garden sections or in their yards, and they use this to keep the plant inside. You put your dirt in there, has a hole at the bottom for the water to drain out of. This green stuff you see on here is the algae that grew on it, which usually happens sometimes. You don't have to take it out, you don't have to scrub it, but if you do want to buy a new one, sometimes some people like to buy new ones just to look, things like that, but I usually just keep mine in there. Some people like using these also. I don't really like using them for my breeding projects, and the reason I'll explain that too. The reason being is because the female fish cichlid will actually lay her eggs at the top of here, and it'll be really hard for your male to actually get to them to fertilize them, which means he has to go in here. Let's say he's a big cichlid. Let's say he's a big fish. He has to squeeze inside, try his best to turn around and fertilize those eggs. Let's say she feels the whole top part. She has to really try to get it. He has to really try to get in there and fertilize all those eggs, and it makes it actually a lot harder than what we would think. And you'll have let's say about a good 20 eggs that might actually make it through it all. So with this, when I usually have a pot, I usually use it just for decoration in my tanks, or which you can flip it upside down like this. You can have a decoration. You can leave it like this for make some good hides for some fish. Leave it up. Sometimes I leave it standing up depending on how big the fish is. If it's this a nice size cichlid, I do not keep it up because he will or she will knock it over. But if they're small, they can go in there, hide, they come out, and things in that matter. But what you can also do is you can actually crack this. Get a nice little hammer, give it a nice little tap, and it'll fall into pieces. And those pieces, they'll kind of be broken up. Won't harm your cichlid when they run into it or anything. You can just flip it over on the other side. The side that is broken, let's say we split this in half, and it'll kind of open like that. They can actually lay eggs on that also. So that's another thing that you can do if you're in the position to only be able to purchase a pot at the time. That'll also help you. So another thing that I do when I'm breeding my type of fish, like my angel fish or my serums and things like that, and they're nice size. They're huge. What I actually do is I'll flip this over like this, right? I'll show you guys the clean side. I'll flip this over, and I'll put this inside of the plate. right? I want to break it. Okay. And I'll keep it just like this. It'll look just like this almost. You flip it upside down. You like the plate is on top. You flip it upside down. The pot is on top of the plate. This actually works if you see some of your people or see some of your breeders on YouTube for your serums or your angelfish. You'll notice this little pointy thing that stands up in their tank, in their breeding tanks, and that's usually works great for, I mean, even the big ones. But if you want the mother to be able to cover a nice section and she has a lot of room, you know, for her to just lay a perfect area, I usually do it like this. It helps me a lot. It helps the fish out a lot. It gives enough room for dad to fertilize the eggs. And you know, most of your angelfish usually pick, well, all of your fish, the cichlids, they usually pick the eggs off anyway. But your angels work a lot different, you know. So this is a technique that I actually use for my angels when I'm breeding angels. It works awesome. It works awesome. It works awesome. The plate's right there. You know it's not going to tip over. It's sitting on the plate. And it just works like that. So that is, you know, breeding hacks that I use. And when I'm doing my breeders and things like that, that I put in my tank for my fish to lay on. So this is actually a video basically letting you guys know on, you know, different plates and different pots and things like that to use in your tank. Now, I do not recommend just finding different stuff to put in your tank as far as like, you see an old mug that you used to use, one of your coffee mugs, you put it in there because you see it says ceramic, but it also has paint on it. Let's say it has something written in something in paint. You don't want to use that because you don't know what's in that paint, and after a while that paint will start chipping. That paint will get into your water, and you do not know what it will do to your fish, so we don't want that at all. So I don't recommend just going out and just saying, oh, it says it's ceramic, it's a drinking mug, I'm pretty sure if it's safe for us, it's safe for the fish. No. These ceramic mugs, man, are perfect. I mean, these ceramic plates and pots actually been used in years. I mean, years and years. Breeders in the fish aquatic world has been using pots and plates and things like that. Nothing ever changed the water pH, never did anything to any of the fish, never did anything. It actually even just helped with you know, a lot of hiding spots and things like that. So that is what I use when breeding my fish. That is my life hacks. That is my fish hacks. That is everything. That helps me a lot. That is a breeding tool for laying eggs. You know, that is the #1 breeding tool right there for most of our cichlids, man. Is, you know, when they have to lay those good eggs, that helps right there. That covers, that does everything that you need. And even when mom goes to, you know how they usually pick the eggs up when they turn into wigglers, it's awesome because she still most of the time keeps them on that plate and they don't get off of the plate because they just swim around in the plate. So that's awesome. So I hope you guys like that video. Small video, but it has a lot of information in it basically, to just help you guys out on. I know a lot of people always hit me up on, you know, Taz, how do you, you know, keep your eggs confined, you know, in that one area of the tank? You know, how isn't your eggs scattered over here? How isn't your eggs on the wall of the aquarium? How aren't your eggs on filters and things in that matter? Because the female just knows, man. For some reason, she just loves it. It's a clean area. She just goes over top, and you'll always notice her cleaning the plate. Even the male, and just shows another sign that when they go to do that, that they're actually about to lay. So that's just awesome for me. That's just awesome for a lot of things when dealing with these type of fish and dealing with your cichlids and things like that. It helps a lot. Like I said, it keeps the eggs confined in that one area. It helps you, it helps the fish, and also it's less stress that I notice for the fish because they know where the eggs is at. You know, mom is not as aggressive. She still will be aggressive, but she's not as aggressive because she sees her eggs right there in front of her. She does not have to go crazy. She'll stay over that egg. I mean, she'll stay over that crate 24/7. Also, I'm gonna be showing you guys in the next video on how I divide my fish up until I'm ready to let them see each other and pay off. So, without further ado, please like, comment, and subscribe. And click over to the next video because you'll be seeing this. Also, these videos connect with each other. They'll be letting you know on how I just breed my cichlids, how I set things up, and how I have things go the way they go. Thanks, you guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe.